Chapter 1: The Dawn of the Skyways. In the year 1952, the world was forever changed when Dr. Emmett Sylvius unveiled his prototype for the first-ever flying car, the Aeromobile. It was a sleek, chrome-plated marvel that looked like it had soared straight out of a science fiction comic book and into reality. With its revolutionary anti-gravity propulsion system, the Aeromobile promised to lift society into a new era of transportation. The initial design was reminiscent of the era's automobiles, with tail fins and a glossy, rounded body, but it was equipped with retractable wings and jet engines that allowed it to ascend vertically into the sky. The public was awestruck, and within a few years, the skies began to buzz with the sounds of personal aircraft as the Aeromobile and its successors took to the air. As the 1950s progressed, the designs of flying cars evolved rapidly. The early models, which required runways, soon gave way to more advanced versions with vertical takeoff and landing (VTOL) capabilities. By the end of the decade, the once clunky prototypes had transformed into streamlined machines, with panoramic bubble canopies and turbine engines that hummed quietly as they cut through the clouds. The infrastructure of the world adapted just as quickly. The Federal Skyway Authority was established to regulate the new mode of transportation, and soon, sky lanes were marked by floating buoys that glowed with neon lights. Cities were redesigned with rooftop landing pads, and suburban homes were built with personal hangars instead of garages. Gas stations were replaced by skyports where vehicles could refuel on hydrogen or, for the more luxurious models, nuclear power cells. Life in the Skyway era was marked by an unprecedented sense of freedom. Commutes that once took hours on congested highways were reduced to minutes as people flew over natural obstacles and traffic jams. Families went on weekend outings to neighboring states or even countries, no longer bound by the limitations of road travel. The world became smaller, more connected, and the horizon seemed limitless. But this new age of transportation was not without its challenges. Air traffic control became a complex web of precision and timing, with the sky filled with commuters, delivery drones, and even the occasional adventurous soul in a personal jetpack. The once quiet suburbs now echoed with the sounds of engines as the morning and evening rush hours took to the skies. Despite the growing pains, the dawn of the Skyways was a time of optimism and innovation. It was an era that redefined what it meant to be mobile and reshaped the landscape of human society. As the 1960s approached, the world looked up, eager to see how high the flying car could take them. Chapter 2: The Evolution of Flight. As the 1960s dawned, the flying car industry soared to new heights. The once novelty aeromobiles had become a staple of everyday life, and with their ubiquity came a wave of innovation that would redefine the aesthetics and functionality of personal flight. The second generation of flying cars, known as sky cruisers, introduced sleeker aerodynamics and more powerful engines. The bulky shapes of the 50s models were replaced with designs inspired by the space race, featuring pointed noses and delta wings that promised greater speed and efficiency. The interiors, once utilitarian, now boasted luxury, with leather seats, climate control, and even autopilot systems that allowed for hands-free navigation through the designated sky corridors. Automakers competed to produce the most advanced models, integrating technology that was once the realm of military jets. Heads-up displays projected navigation and weather information directly onto the windshield, and collision avoidance systems became standard, using radar and early forms of artificial intelligence to ensure safe travel among the increasingly crowded skies. The infrastructure, too, evolved to accommodate the new wave of flying vehicles. The Skyway Code was updated with more complex regulations, and the air became stratified with multiple levels of traffic lanes, each designated for a specific speed and type of vehicle. The tallest skyscrapers were crowned with public skyports, their spiraling ramps leading to dozens of launch pads where commuters could rent a sky cruiser for the day or catch a ride on an air taxi. Education and licensing systems were overhauled to produce skilled pilots capable of navigating this three-dimensional landscape. Flight schools proliferated, and it became a rite of passage for teenagers to earn their wings just as their parents had once gotten their driver's licenses. The societal impact of these advancements was profound. The daily commute was no longer a grind, but a thrilling dash through the clouds. Emergency services transformed with the introduction of flying ambulances and fire engines, dramatically reducing response times. Even the postal service reinvented itself, with mailmen piloting compact, nimble delivery pods that zipped from rooftop to rooftop. But perhaps the most significant change was in the realm of urban planning. Cities that had once sprawled outward began to grow upward, with multi-level communities built around central skyports. The rural countryside was preserved as urban dwellers no longer needed to push into the green spaces for new housing. Instead, they lived in vertical cities, with gardens and parks layered throughout the sky-high structures. The world was witnessing the birth of a new golden age of transportation, one that promised to lift humanity to greater heights of connectivity and exploration. As the decade progressed, the sky was no longer the limit, it was the destination, and the journey there was just as important as the arrival. The evolution of flight had taken society on an upward spiral, and there was no looking back. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the bustling metropolis, the skyline of today is a testament to the dreams of yesteryear. The once distant future is now our present, a world where the hum of flying cars is the symphony of progress, the dance of lights in the sky a ballet of boundless innovation. Look above, and you'll see the sky cruisers of the elite, gliding effortlessly between the cloud-kissing towers, their sleek forms a whisper of elegance and power. Below, the air is alive with the vibrant energy of the commuter class, zipping along in their compact sky pods, the workhorses of the Skyways, their paths crisscrossing in a display of orchestrated chaos that somehow, miraculously, flows with the precision of a well-tuned clock. The city breathes with the rhythm of flight, each rooftop a stage for the daily dramas of departures and arrivals. The children of this era gaze upward, their eyes sparkling with the same wonder that once graced their grandparents' faces. They dream not of distant planets or unreachable stars, but of the adventures that await in the very skies above them, where every cloud has been charted, and every breeze has been ridden. And as night falls, the skyways light up with a kaleidoscope of colors, a network of beacons and signals that guide the wayfarers home. The world below sleeps, but the heavens remain awake, vigilant, and alive with the ceaseless hum of humanity's greatest triumph. This is the skyline of today, a canvas of human aspiration stretched across the heavens. It is a world transformed, a society elevated, and a civilization that has taken to the skies not to escape the earth, but to embrace it from above. In this dance of lights and shadows, we find our place among the stars, not as distant observers, but as participants in the grand and endless waltz of the skies.